Hi, and welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and we have been out at my friend. I call him the hippie cowboy, but we've been out at his farm today, checking out all kinds of wild things, learning about mushrooms and learning about. I did not take any mushrooms, but I was learning about them and a lot of healing properties, and checking out the barn and the garden and learning about how depleted our soil is here. So I'm going to share some of that stuff with you guys. I'd love to hear your comments and what you've learned about some of those things. So let me know. And everybody lift TPA and his family up. He's had something come up where he isn't able to make it to the show today. So we're sending him lots of love and light and prayers. And we'll be right back after this. Make sure you smash the like, share this video, and jump in the chat and be with me today on the show. See you guys right back after this. Whew, I'm back. Welcome to the show, everybody. Glad to see you all here. Thanks for joining me. We have been down south at my friend's farm today, checking everything out. And he's just this really brilliant man that came into my life. And we talk about all kinds of things woo-woo. We have a lot of that in common. And he's also into some alternative or holistic healing things. And so he had some different health struggles, and he's found a couple different things that have really helped him. I'm hoping to be able to share some of those with you. I'm maybe taking a road trip on Friday. So we might be having a little bit later happy hour, maybe another happy hour late night edition. I'll have to talk to Westwood about it. And we're going to have Bixweir joining us for a big announcement also. So I'll talk to both those guys and make sure everything is copacetic with them. And then we'll make sure that we have that trip knocked out to run down to Dallas and back. But we may be meeting with a physician there in Dallas to talk about something that he's found that's really beneficial and helped him. So kind of excited about that. So I'm curious, as you guys have gone through, the great infection, as we all have you guys learned any new health things or tried new health efforts for your family? I know a lot of us learned from Uncle Cliff about, elderberry and how that's really good for your lungs, pulmonary system, all this. I also met a Native American guy, Daniel, at my friend's farm. He's a friend of his, and he stopped by, and he and his some of his tribesmen may come and do like a blessing for the Team Mighty event. But I was going to see if I could find his. Let me see. I'll find his YouTube channel and show you some of his really cool music and videos. But we started talking about it. We started talking about frequency and healing with frequencies, and how we were talking about gardening and the land, and how the land has been just robbed of its minerals and nutrition, and that just like one conversation just went right into the next with a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to hope to have Daniel join us on the show sometime. But if you want to hear some of his music, you can check out NDN Soul Entertainment. Here's them performing at a I'll leave it muted while the ad plays, but hold on a sec. So this is, wow, dedicated to the missing and murdered Indigenous women of the world. I didn't even know he had this on here. Pretty wild. So we have a lot more in common about what we're passionate about than what I realized. So this isn't his Indian music. Well, maybe it is. Oh, and here comes some women. Pretty cool. Hope I don't get in trouble for playing his music, but I want to find where his other videos are of him doing this Indian circles and stuff. Oh, he's got all kinds of stuff on here. I don't know if I can play these. So he's Chickasaw and part Cherokee. So you may see these guys at the at our event for Team Mighty, welcoming you to the event. And these ladies, these beautiful ladies. Pretty cool. So I thought it was a really cool thing that like all these people were just kind of coming together. My friend's been really healing and working on himself, and then they're really like, coming together, and he's bumping into all these people, and he's like, it's so wild. He's like, there's people coming back into my life that I haven't seen in a long time, like as I'm working on and healing myself. and changing my frequency, then it's like I'm opening up to other people and connecting with them. And so, I don't know, pretty interesting to see how all this comes together, but I'm really excited about it. Um, so Sam Storm says he's has some Cherokee in his family. Nana's in the chat. Good to see you, Nana. I have a little information for you that might be helpful as well. I'll call you later. Tom says, yes, I've heard that, Tom. And then my friend with the mushrooms was talking about, so we were all having, they were there at different times, but everybody was talking about kind of the same thing. It was a common theme of frequency. The mushroom guy was talking about, sometimes when you can get some healing, he said, one of the questions he asked people is, have you heard the sound of the universe? And I was like, the sound? And he's like, yeah, like when you get to this healing state of meditation, you'll hear this frequency or sound. And then when I was speaking with Brandon about the Indian ceremonies and all that, and he said, well, we're all in tune with each other and we're on the same frequency. And and we were talking about, healing the land, and how in one of the versions of Nasera Jacera, which we're going to start calling it something different just so we don't trigger people. But what did Mom and I were talking about? I can't remember the constitutional reset, I think is what we're going to call it, or the good reset. But that one of the versions I had heard was that, and somebody else, I think my little sister told me that she had heard that the Mormons believe that the Indian in the Mormon culture, and I'm not familiar with the story. If anybody else knows this story, let me know, make a comment and give me a little link or some education about this history. But that the Mormons believe that somehow the Indians will help us to heal the land or come out from this corrupt situation that we're in. So yeah, Tom, we know he thinks I'm talking about the one, that from the 70s, which I'm not talking about that one. But I believe what Bix is talking about with Road to Ruta as well. I believe in constitutional money and silver, and I think that's where we're going. But I'm also seeing these other pieces of some stories that I've been told that might have other pieces of it too, like the Indians helping us heal the land and maybe have medicines through that way that they've been doing for years with plants and natural things and all those kind of things. So, and then I'm watching, the latest U.S. treasurer is a female of a Native American tribe. I think that's significant. And I know what things are happening in Oklahoma. Like I've told you guys about, what's happening in the juvenile prison system, and they're voting on a big bill to overhaul our prisons here as well. So the adult prisons as well. So there's things happening here that I think are really significant. So yeah, and Pimpy's all about Nasera. I think there are several different stories or versions out there that, and I don't think any of us know how whatever this is going to roll out. And there's obviously good guys and bad guys that are all pushing for their version or their versions of it in their different eras. We're definitely seeing an attack on crypto. We're seeing an attack on stable coins. Definitely need to make sure that you're being smart and safe, that you don't have your cryptos on any kind of exchange or centralized situation, that they're in your custody, just like your US dollars. I would not recommend to have any custody other than your own. We're really careful about just using the bank as a bill pay machine, and I would recommend not that I recommend anything or give any financial advice, not that anyone take financial advice from me, but just be smart about it, guys. We are in the, when I send Uncle Cliff an email and ask for help, he usually gives me information. And he was like, with the destruction of the dollar and where we are, he's like, there's just really not going to be any safe place to hide. It's going to be, and I'm paraphrasing his words. These are not his exact words, but he was basically saying like, there's no like safe place to hide other than what you hold. It's going to be what you have, you know. So make those choices and make sure that you're putting your value into things that you value, that you want to get through this time in your own possession. So let's see. You are seeing the reset as we speak. I totally agree. Totally agree. I did want to jump on here and share a couple more things with you guys. Oh, I was going to share probably, I don't know if you want to see the farm pictures, probably not, but Trump spoke this weekend on Saturday, and I've been seeing lightning a lot, seeing and hearing lightning a lot. It's been in, Cannon was with me last week. And so, we try to do family movies a couple nights a week. And there was like Percy and the Lightning something. There was, I don't know, another kid movie that had to do with lightning. There's all these like lightning things that are being like, those are kind of old movies, but they were being like fed up, like they were new again, or through whatever service we have or whatever. And then we also had, and Trump said lightning 3 times. And he also, there are some people that are saying that he said or made the same type of statements about, go home, it's over, go home, I'm going to get you guys safe, something like that, which were the same kind of things he said at the picnic in January. And so some people are saying that could be a redo or a kind of a second swipe at that. He also had a white towel that he was patting very carefully on his face at specific times in the speech. And of course, the minute he's done speaking, it's deleted, taken off. You can't find it, or I can't find it. If anyone can find it, I'd love to have a copy of it to go back through it again. I wish I had been like sitting there recording it or had something set up to record it. I did see and hear, yes, 17 is supposedly back, if that is who it is, but I had heard that. And then, and also Trump made that letter in the air while he was speaking this weekend as well. So I think that's pretty significant too. There's one other thing about his speech. Oh, I will say that I am a bit concerned with the way they were holding the signs behind him. And that, and my gut is just telling me, and I could be totally wrong, I'm just throwing this out there, that, we know this, it's not a right or a left thing, right? And I feel like he may be backing people because he's done this before to put them out in the light, and then they get exposed. Look what happened to Barr, Pompeo, Giuliani. We know about them, right? Now I'm concerned, and maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it will expedite things that people will be like, yeah, we're done with this whole system, and people will walk away from it. But my concern is that although I think they said out of 30, or no, darn it. I can't remember if they said 30 of Trump people that Trump backed won and 11 lost. I don't know, some ratio like that. And showing that he still has a lot of pull and power. But when he uses those words where he's like, you're special, and, it makes me nervous because I feel like he's like, um, really putting it out there and putting them out there. And then that one lady in Illinois, she got up and she said, how did she say it? She started speaking and she said, I'm going to get the right vote. And I was like, and there's the Blacks for Trump guys behind her, and they were holding her sign upside down most of the time, like they were just holding it and not paying attention. And then they would turn it up the correct way, eventually. But I was like, I kind of feel like they're sending a signal. And that was just like not, I don't know. I was really concerned about that. So I'm wondering if that's a way that they're going to use this midterm to expose a bunch of rhinos, and just expose it, the whole system. It doesn't matter, who wins, the people lose, because they're not really representing, what we really want. So anyway, Joanna, great point. The flag upside down is distress. I didn't see it. Oh, the A upside down flag is a distress sign. I didn't know that. I know that the flags have played a huge role in messaging during all of this. And that's where, like, before my dad died, we were talking about, because I had just learned that the peace flag is actually straight down. My hand is not very straight, but straight down. And that all we've known is a flag flying this way. And I asked my dad, I said, have you ever seen the American flag flying in peace? And he's like, never in my life. We've always been at war. And so, yeah, great point, Joanna. I don't know. And that's what I wondered, if they were sending a signal, like subliminally, like, danger, danger. She's not really a good person. But so we'll see. And maybe we can check back in. It just made me feel like, oh gosh, this thing's not as close to over as I thought, because that means she would have to get in. And I'm not picking on her specifically, but I'm saying, like, these group of Republicans that are winning, that Trump is putting in the light, are they going to be brought into the light and win? And then if they're going to be shown that they're compromised or something, and then that's going to end up being, what takes down really the system, where instead of like, oh, just showing the bad guys, no, we're going to show the ones that you thought were good guys. That's what's going to destroy the system, because what you trusted, that's what would devastate people. It's not, oh, look at the evil bad guys that do these bad things. People are like, yeah, we know bad people do bad things. But when you tell somebody that like, one time I had a pastor that was a dear friend of ours. Like, we helped, take care of his family. We went on vacation with them. Like, they were just really close friends of ours. We helped him out financially. This was like, he was like a spiritual mentor to me. I learned a lot about the Bible from him. We'd have like these amazing discussions. Our families, his wife and I were good friends. He and my husband were good friends. The kids all got along, like the whole bit. And then I found out he was stealing from the church, and he was actually blaming me for some of it. He would even like take me on, like, we would go to do missions downtown, and we would buy stuff for the mission. And then after the mission was over, he would take the rest of the stuff back home to his house. And so he overbought on purpose. And he like landscaped his whole front yard and his backyard and did all this stuff. And I was just like, I felt so sick. And so like I was devastated when you think it's somebody that's good, you know? So I think that could really wake people up, maybe exponentially. So it makes me wonder, is that kind of going on? You know, so it was pretty awful. Yes, stealing from the church is pretty awful. It was pretty awful. And it was like, and for me, I was just like, but that's not who you are. Like, you're this guy who, you know, the Bible and you were teaching me. So how could you do this thing, you know? And it just really messed with my mind that like, but I know what you believe in. I know who I think you are, you know? And so that really mentally messed with me. And it was really, really hard for me to accept. You know, it's kind of the same thing when I found out about the Bushes. And actually it's much worse for me with a personal friend, but you know, you find out about the Bushes and like they were our Texas Kennedys, you know, and then you find out that and it's like, what in the world, you know? So I think it could be really powerful. I think it will really mentally mess up a lot of people, but that may be what's happening right now. So um, definitely wanted to just put that kind of out there and have it in the back of everybody's mind, just to kind of be careful. Yeah, Sandstorm. Of course, this all takes years. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. My mom's been in it for so long. But I really thought that we would, like, I remember when Amy and I were first talking about the masks and stuff, and we were like, oh, Americans are never going to put masks on. There's no way. Would you wear a mask? Oh, there's no way. And everybody did it. Everybody's like, okay, just let me keep having my bread and circus. Just let me go watch a football game. I'll put a mask on. Just let me. If I comply, if I make myself small enough, if I make myself little enough, you can bully me all you want. Just let me, you know. And then it's like they pushed everybody to this point. And now, oh my gosh, okay, you guys, this is the most obscene, ridiculous thing today. It wasn't obscene, but it was ridiculous. Oh, well, I need to share this too, but I'll get distracted and start telling you about something else. So I found this bizarro tweet, and it was sent by the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. Very weird. And the U.S. Navy's following them. And the U.S. Navy is doing I need to send this to my friend who's in the Navy, or he was in the Navy. I'm going to talk to Dave about this. He's on World Blockchain Roundtable with me, and he's in the Navy, and he would know if this is weird or not. But this seems weird to me. Okay, where is that? Look at this cool car I saw you guys today. And look at this couple sitting by each other. I was like, bring back the bench seat in this little Bel Air. It's adorable. I know I'm car obsessed. Okay, this is it. You have to hear this ridiculousness. Hold on. That idea of it's called WTF. Is his idea.
That idea of just working a little less is a wonderful way to think about what we should be doing. Hi, I'm Tim O'Reilly. I'm the author of a book called WTF, What's the Future and Why It's Up to Us. I think universal income may be the right idea, sold the wrong way with the wrong implementation. I had an interesting conversation with the labor economist David Autor from MIT. I asked him, were there any natural experiments in effectively the equivalent of universal basic income? And he said, sure, Saudi Arabia and Norway. He said in Saudi Arabia, they look down on work.
Listen to this.
They've created a sinecure kind of, high value universal basic income for members of the Saudi families. And most of the work is done by guest workers who are paid terribly. And it's not a very good society.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
They took that oil wealth and they fund a generous social safety net. Everybody works, they just work a little less. And I think that idea of just working a little less is a wonderful way to think about what we should be doing. You know, what if we put people to work, but what if we actually said, well, we don't actually have to work as much as we used to? That's what we did in the past. You know, the average work week in 1800 was 70 hours a week. We brought it down to 35, 40. We used to send children into the fields and factories, and then we sent them to school. We could do that again. We could reduce the work week. We could create an allocation for people to do continuing education to always learn new skills. There's all kinds of other ways that we could take this bounty of machine productivity and put it into a more human economy.
Okay, the ridiculousness of this. First of all, the Saudi thing, he's like, well, they're looked down on for work. So they don't work, but we have guests that are paid poorly. Well, let's all implement that idea. Then the next one was Norway, and he said they take their oil reserves and then they put that money into a bunch of social programs and people work just a little bit less. Well, that's great, but Sleepy Joe turned off the fountain. So that doesn't work here. Okay, then it goes on to more ridiculousness of then he's like, well, we'll just work less and my husband caught the part where he's like, and we'll have them learning skills. And Charlie's like, well, why are they learning skills if no one's working? So this just was so ridiculous to justify UBI to me. I couldn't even with this. So I would love to hear your thoughts on UBI. If you're watching this, please comment and let me know your thoughts on UBI, because I think it's just ridiculous. So yeah, more indoctrination programs, absolutely. It's just crazy to me. So that was my super crazy thing for Woo Woo Wednesday today that I was gonna have a discussion about. If I had someone else here with me, I could have a discussion, not just be talking to myself. But you guys are in the chat, thankfully, and you can help me out. Yeah, Phil, you're right. People should be incentivized to work, not the opposite. What's wrong with people? Well, and it's healthy to like create and to work. And like when we were out there at the farm, and my friend, he's like really brilliant, and he's always like, he said, what did he say? I can't remember if I'm a student of learning, or I'm still learning, or something like this, and a life learner, something like that, lifelong learner. And like when you have that curiosity, like you're still learning and you're still growing, and we were designed in God's image. Well, he's the creator. So if you want to dumb people down, get them to not work, get them to not create, Interesting. Joanna says the uneducated economist has discussed UBI and brings some good points. Sure, I'd love to talk about it. Whoops. I am not aware of the Sergeant of Arms passing away. So I'll have to do some research and catch up, Jim. Mom says UBI may be an attempt to prevent rioting while they eliminate the middle class during collapse. Sure. Give them bread and circuses. I think all of it's about like dumbing people down, numbing them out. I think that's why like Uncle Cliff was giving me all that information about aspartame and fluoride, our food. We were discussing the food today at the farm, and how that you could actually take like a canned food from like the 50s has more nutrition in it than live plants that are coming out of the ground currently, because our soil, the minerals and our soil is so depleted from all the pesticides and poisons and all that stuff that's come out of it. And that's also part of the dumbing down of us. as well as, these things and all the distractions and all of that. So, oh, Phil C says they're already going out. That helicopter's money is already going out to people in California. Well, that's because Newsom's trying to get on the ballot for 2024 is what I heard. Which, what did I hear? Dagan, what's her name, this morning said he's getting a little out over his skis. So definitely dangerous there. We did have some good news today. I don't see it in my timeline, but I know I posted it. R. Kelly was sentenced to over 30 years for trafficking. Why is it not in my... I know I retweeted it. And so back to back, yesterday this lady got hers, 20 years, and today, oh, here we go. R. Kelly got 30 years. And if you guys haven't watched, there's actually 2 documentaries out now about him and how he really groomed these young women. And you can really see like the pure evil this man had and control, and how he used his money and power. And then he would also take videos and shame them and then say, well, I'm going to tell your family what you did. And that is really classic for a lot of blackmail manipulators, psychopaths, sociopaths, I guess it would be, to use that kind of thing to, control other humans like that. So it's really good that people like this are going to prison, and that's going to be healing, I hope, for the people that they harmed. So this was interesting. Hope you guys have all heard the lady that said that Mr. T jumped in the Beast on the picnic day in January and was doing donuts and tried to choke the guy that driving it and all this, and then was doing donuts. She actually perjured herself. And I think definitely people should be held accountable for that kind of stuff. I know of another case where someone perjured themselves during a deposition, and I'm hoping that the courts will hold them accountable as well. So this says Cassidy Hutchinson lied under oath to Congress. This is perjury. U.S. Code sections 1621 and 101 of Title 18, perjury shall be fined or imprisoned up to 7 years, or both. I'm good with that. So I guess that's the chick that said that he was doing that. So trying to think what else I wanted to share with you guys. See, and this guy, Bankman-Fried, so he's already warning people that several of these crypto exchanges are insolvent. There was a thread going around that Nexo was using their lenders' money to then force it to drop or something. And then that's how they were, I don't know. It's very messy. So just, if you can get out of that stuff, get your property in your own possession. This lady looks familiar. She's going away for 20 years now. Very connected. This was really beautiful. Glenn Beck did a video for his birth mom of his son, just saying so I guess he has several children and one of them's adopted, and he was saying thank you so much for making that choice. And I have 3 adopted kiddos, and I thought, especially Mia's mom, she didn't even, I don't know that she was capable of knowing or making, I don't know that she made a conscious choice because I think she was so far along by the time she realized she was pregnant. But every woman in that situation, I can't imagine being in that situation. And Mia's mom made a choice at some point where she could have continued to fight for Mia, and then the courts would not have let us adopt her, and she would not have gotten her heart. And so she said, no, let's go to court. If they'll let her get a heart because you guys adopt her, then I'll give her up. And it was one of the most difficult things to watch or hear. Like, as beautiful as a wedding is, a child relinquishment is heartbreaking to have to listen to. Like, she had to make all these statements about, no one coerced her or promised her anything, and that she is unwilling and unable to care for her. And that, just all these statements, like, it literally is like the undoing that you would see the beauty of a wedding and 2 people coming together. It's like just this awful, awful thing. And we had to be there and witness it. And then we had to commit to adopt her so that they would give me an opportunity to be listed to receive a heart transplant. So I do thank all the birth moms out there, because at whatever point they got to that situation, they all carried a little life, and the world is better because of it. So I thought it was a really beautiful message. We all just need to be a little less knee jerk and a little kinder. And I'm guilty of it myself sometimes. So, Sean Penn is, I guess, in Ukraine. So I figured the director had to jump in there. I guess he's a director. He's directed a lot of movies. So I thought that was interesting. This was horrible. I don't think I can even play this because it has some words in it. But she's basically saying, like, oh, I don't care where the money comes from. I'll use whatever kind of money. Just pay me. And then she starts saying, like, I'll use my being Black. I don't care. It's pretty awful. Anyway, Project Veritas is doing an amazing job. They're part of Human Events, or somehow connected with Human Events, and Human Events will be speaking at the Team Mighty event August 6th. So if you guys haven't got your tickets yet, make sure you go out and get your tickets. Let me see. I need to share that with you guys. The link's in the description. It's one of the first links. I think it's going to be a pretty amazing event. So we're getting things all nailed down. Oh, is public in the chat? Oh. Public, can you jump on, or are you still in the hospital with her? So he says, my 2-year-old daughter split her lip, 6 stitches, and knocked out a tooth. Oh. Okay, cool. I'll send you an invite and we can finish off the show with you. Oh, you're still driving home though. Okay. Well, I'll wait. I'll send it to you. And if you're still on here, you got to be close because it didn't take you any time to get there. Let me see. Oh, how do I have to send it through? He doesn't have an iPhone, so it makes it a little difficult for me. Let me see. Oh, but I do see I'm still talking about these solar flares between me and him. I know we talked about those a couple weeks ago, but they keep talking about it's just very unstable. And so at any time, these solar flares could kick up. And if that happens, they're anticipating the grid going down and having power outages or communication issues or whatever. So make sure. Gosh. No. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah, he sent me a picture too. Oh, I can't look at that. Joanne, I have not heard of them. Let's see. The suspicious observer guy, took off for time to be with his family. Yeah, I will tell you that some people that I trust are going dark or have quietly planned to be out of this window of time starting like 4th of July or the beginning of July for a reason. So, hey, brother.
Hey.
How are you?
Crazy day.
I'm so sorry about the baby. Oh my goodness.
She's cool. They are super fast over there. The worst part I think for her was getting put in the straitjacket and having the initial lidocaine or whatever they're using putting in there to numb her up.
Oh.
Yeah, then she passed out. I'm sitting in front of the pharmacy now, right, waiting for the prescription. Got to get her some amoxicillin. But what I miss? Enough about me.
Oh gosh. I talked about the farm and mushrooms and I met this amazing guy, Chickasaw and Cherokee. They might come to the event and do like a blessing ceremony for Team Mighty. And so I played some of their videos and stuff. And we talked about R. Kelly getting 30 years. And
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything lately.
What happened with that? That was today. And then, Ghislaine.
So
got
Giz,
20.
so old Miss Jizzy,
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, 30
30
years.
years. Yeah. That's a good thing. Those are some positive things.
Yeah.
And then what else did we talk about? Oh, I showed a cool car that I saw on the way to the farm. We were talking about the Team Mighty event. We talked about there's this weird, which your mom might know too. There's this weird thing with the Navy that I saw. I talked about this universal basic income thing. This guy wrote a book, and he believes universal basic income is great, and he has a plan called WTF, and it means
I know what it means.
well, I know what it means. No, so he calls it that, but it means his book is the way of oh crud, what was it? Oh, the world something. Darn it. Now I can't figure it out.
Hold on one second. Okay, thank you. Oh, you got it? Okay. Thanks. Prescription.
It won't let me go back and play it.
Let's see if I can pull a Westwood and drive and talk into the phone like he does.
Yes, just be careful.
Crazy Jersey roads. Yeah.
Joanne is saying a prayer for the baby.
Oh, thank you.
That's very sweet.
She's a tough one. This is our first real injury, Thank you. Appreciate it.
She lose her. Oh, Jim got his tickets for Team Mighty and the Bix event. Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. So we've got a lot going on. Did she lose a whole tooth?
Oh, yeah. The whole thing knocked straight out, root and all. Like, just, yeah.
A top one?
Yes. Yeah, top in front of the canine.
Mm.
Incisor. I don't even know what they're called.
Okay, that's not as bad as like the front.
Oh.
But, she's a little bit, so people will just think that's just a tooth that hasn't come in yet.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they're so small you barely notice one missing at this point. But aren't all little kids supposed to have one funny looking tooth out anyway?
Maybe so. It's
this
her badge
point.
of honor.
Something to squirt mashed potatoes out when you're eating.
Oh yeah, there you go. Make it
Your own personal plate.
More challenging. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. So that's kind of what we went over, and then there was just the weird Japan. We were telling everybody be careful because Bankman-Fried warns that crypto, a lot of exchanges are already secretly insolvent. The Fed chair.
We knew this.
Yeah.
Right? We knew this. Not your keys, not your coins. We knew this.
Yeah, we do.
We as a group, not just us. I'm not that snobby.
Yes. The collective we.
We the group here. We knew this. You were talking about that. I mean, what was it? 3-4 years ago now, the Not My Keys, Not My Coins thing started? 2 years?
That was, I called him Tracy Meyer, but it's Trace Mayer. That's how long ago it was that I didn't know what his name really was.
There you go. All right, let me see if I can back this thing in the driveway while I'm talking.
Oh Lord.
Hear it crash, don't mind.
I knew you were like really close to being at home. So
yeah, it's suburban Jersey. You're close to everything all the time.
So I don't know if your mom's watching this. Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force I thought was weird, and it was retweeted by the U.S. Navy, and the U.S. Navy follows them. And why does Japan Maritime have a self-defense force?
I I don't know. Well, maritime would that be something like the merchant marines, maybe something like that? I don't really know how that works, to be honest with you.
I don't know, but I'm seeing a lot of this maritime, which, Rice talks a lot about maritime law and all that kind of stuff. So is that all getting cleaned up and whatever? And then this says the first unit will participate in the multilateral exercise RIMPAC 2022, hosted by the U.S. Navy, JMSDF. I don't know what that means. Will improve, that's Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force, sorry. Will improve tactical capabilities and contribute to realize a FOIP, I don't know what that is, by strengthening cooperation with like-minded allies and partners' navies.
Interesting. I'm not really sure what that is.
I don't either.
Crazy stuff.
But it says runs from the 29th of June through August 4th.
I mean, they're always running a lot of exercises and making different partnerships, and I'm not sure. Get this light this way. There we go. Now I can see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've been so out of touch today, especially. Like, I was just super busy, and then this happened.
Yeah. Japanese
Maritime Self-Defense Force. I don't know what that is. Why does it need a self-defense? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that just means Navy in Japanese letters. I'm not sure.
Self-defense.
I was reading some good things earlier, but now I can't remember what it is. Sorry, my brain got all frazzled after this.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're good. This was in London. They joined with the Australian Navy to join 23 nations for the world's largest international maritime exercise. Free and open Indo-Pacific. That's what that FOIP means.
Interesting. Is that better? Oh, that's better. Look at that. Should have done that from the beginning. My bad.
U.S. Indo-Pacific. 21st through the 30th of June. Marine warfare. Minesweeping. I don't know. I think it's strange.
Right. Well, I'd hate to be a party pooper, but I gotta run and
That's
I gotta
all right.
go.
Mom's gonna check it out. So your mom's on. She said I'll check into it. So maybe
that's cool.
we'll have some more information next week. Well, take care, baby. And
I will.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. Please check out the link and get your ticket to Team Mighty celebration. And we will see you guys next time on The New Normal. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.